dog.
Quarters and 124.4.
High across, he's great on top by 4 lengths.
Hi everybody and welcome to our show. I'm Steve Ross and this lovely lady to my left is racing analyst here at Harris Chester. Her name is Shannon D'Antonio. And we got a lot of stuff to cover today, Shannon, so let's get to it. And the biggest of the big was contested at the Meadowlands on Saturday, the Hambletonian, the biggest trotting race in the world, for $1.5 million. And in that race was the undefeated Dewey Cheatham and Hal, an unblemished record of 14 for 14. Not only that, the horse never lost. And the only question that remained was, would he be undefeated after the Hambletonian?
That's true, and also he had to contest with Crazed and Tim Tetrick and young trainer 24-year-old Frank Antonacci, who went into this, as we were talking about earlier, as co-favorites with Dewey Cheatham and Hal just a few minutes before the race.
Yeah, that was nuts, wasn't it?
That was crazy.
14 for 14, and he's co-favorite. Anyway, they had the one post and the two post. Dewey Cheatham and Hal gets the rail on top of everything else.
Yeah, here's Ken Workington with the call.
And they're off and trotting Pine After Pine showing speed. Big Apple Deli, the favorite, Dewey Cheatham and Howe steps out there sharply, protecting that rail position. Dewey Cheatham and Howe and Pine After Pine on the outside. Pierce full challenge around the first turn. Crazed gets away well. Crazed on the inside now assumes that second position, leaving Pine After Pine parked out fourth there. And Big Apple Deli keeps Pine After Pine out there, and he's off stride. Pine After Pine, Velocity Hall, now fourth past the opening quarter. Atomic Hall is fifth. First quarter was wicked, 26 4/5 down the backstretch. Clerk Magistrate underway sixth on the outside, followed by Cajun Cooker towards the rail. Then it's Celebrity Secret getting underway, 2-3 lengths to make it happen after the break. Pine After Pine is the trailer, and it's Dewey Cheatham and Howe leading the way here with Ray Schnitker trying to tap the brakes and ration out the speed. Velocity Hall, big long shot with Dave Miller up to challenge in the second. Crazed is now locked in the box third. The half was a rated 55 seconds as Clerk Magistrate and Jody Jamieson are working out a second over and hoping that cover advances. Velocity Hall struggling first over but still second there. Big Apple Deli is locked in fifth as they round the far turn. Celebrity Secret and Sears third over, sixth approaching three quarters. Atomic Hall buried on the rail. Then it's Make It Happen followed by Cajun Cooker and Pine After Pine. It's Dewey Cheatham and Howe, and the ball's in his court. 123 and 2, and they turn home in the Hambletonian, and they come after Dewey Cheatham and Howe by 2 lengths. Crazed in that pocket spot, needs to shake loose. Off cover, Clerk Magistrate taking dead aim for the upset, and out with a whip is Ray Schnitker. Dewey Cheatham and Howe. Here comes Crazed and Tim Tetrick on the outside to test the champion to the wire. Dewey needs the wire. Dewey Cheatham and Howe. Crazed on the outside. Dewey does it!
Undefeated 15 for 15. Dewey Cheatham and Howe and Ray Schnitker win here in 152 flat, a new lifetime mark. Second was Crazed, the second choice here, Tim Tetrick. And third, Dan Dube on Make It Happen, absolutely flying late in the stretch. He had post 10, he came fourth over, really had no other choice, hoped to get a piece, and he did at 46 to 1. It was also trained by Ray Schnitker, so he had a good day, finishing first and third.
Real big day, and he flew in the last eighth. And the other thing that has to be mentioned is Dewey Cheatham and Hal was stung by Ray Schnitker's whip 9 times in deep stretch. I guess when $1.5 million is on the line, you're going to go for it. But Craze got a perfect trip and had every chance to get him. And I thought mid-stretch he might have gotten him.
Dewey Cheatham and Howe prevails. Now let's hear from the winning connections.
Well, Dewey did what Big Brown could not do in the Belmont, what Some Beach Somewhere could not do in the Meadowlands pace. He remains undefeated, but there were some anxious moments there for the Dewey gang.
I was never anxious. Never anxious. I saw him go to the lead, and he had the lead, and I know once he's on the lead, he ain't letting anybody go by him. He's a dynamite horse. He digs in.
What were you thinking going down the backstretch, rating the second quarter?
Well, I was trying to piss back in Dave as much as I could, and I knew he didn't have that much stock, and I was just trying to keep Craze from, getting him, having a fresh shot at me, keep him in as long as I could.
And it looked like you did use Dave Miller as a pick to just kind of block, and you kept Craze locked into the top of the stretch. Now, when did you push the pedal and say go?
About a quarter of the way down the lane, we were trying all we could go.
And you actually went to the whip for the first time I can remember.
Yeah, I might have got a little excited.
What a great day at the Meadowlands. Lots of good races, 13 on the card, and we'll hear more about the Hambo and the connections, local connections, later on in the show. But now, let's go to Sunday's 4-year-old open pace here at Chester, and with that, here's Shannon.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, Sunday's 4-year-old open, the purse was $35,000. Foiled again, he steps up off a lifetime best of 150 flat. Kenneth J. was an outstanding 3-year-old, banking over $900,000 in the New York Sire Stakes. He gets Dave Miller. And Cinderella Guy, the one to beat. He's been no worse than second in the last 6 weeks. Here's the call.
They're off. Southwind Links left best of all from the center of the track. Early speed as well from Foiled again and Hennessy Hanover at the inside. And Cue the Page is up close from the far outside. Into the first turn, it's Foiled again who comes away with the lead. Cue the Page is applying steady early pressure. Hennessy Hanover is a tracking third, followed by Southwind Links, who's just 3.5 off the leaders. Next in line comes Truey's Legacy's 5.5 from the front. A length and 3/4 to Test Flight. Another length and 3/4 to Kenneth J. And Cinderella Guy is 8th and last through an opening quarter of 27-2. They come past us for the first time, and Cue the Page has made the front from Foiled again. Southwind Links is uncovered and now pressing the pace. Hennessy Hanover is up close from the 4th spot, just 3 off the lead. Next comes Truey's Legacy, then Test Flight. Kenneth J. and Cinderella Guy remain the trailing duo as they enter the bridge turn, and Southwind Links has cleared the front from Cue the Page. Foiled again is racing off the cones, and so too is Hennessy Hanover. They're halfway home in 55-2. Across the bridge and onto the backstretch, it's Southwind Links by half a length, and Foiled again is now on level terms with that one. Cue the Page tracks that front pair from third. Hennessy Hanover is a bottled up fourth. Truey's Legacy is gapped on cover and 2.5 lengths off the lead. Test Flight moves out to follow that one. Kenneth J. still has 6 lengths to make up, and no response from Cinderella Guy as Foiled again takes the lead by a length from Southwind Links, and Truey's Legacy moves a closer third, 3/4 in 122-3. They're midway around the far turn, and it's Foiled again by a length and a quarter. Truey's Legacy is giving chase. Southwind Links is gapping the pocket spot, and Test Flight has just 3 lengths to make up. At the top of the stretch, it's Foiled again, and he kicks clear by 2. Truey's Legacy continues under Dube urging. Then Southwind Links, Kenneth J., the grandstand side, Cinderella Guy.
At 5-1, Yannick Gingras and Foiled again draw off on the field. Second, Truey's Legacy and Dan Dube. Third, Kenneth J., Dave Miller, a time 150-1. Steve.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to have a look at the drug testing facility in Westchester, Pennsylvania. It is one of the finest in the country, and drug testing is very important for the sport of harness racing because it's all about integrity and the protection of you, the betting public. We'll be back.
Alex is the food guy. He's actually forgotten more about lamb than you'll ever know. He made the reservation, he ordered the wine, and he's the one to thank for this meal. So while you know terms like split aces and double down, he knows terms like drawn butter and pan-seared. And when dinner comes, there's just something nice about having him at the table. That's why he'll always be a part of your group. Everyone plays a part at Harrah's.
This is where it begins. Here's where it ends.
Ron Pierce urging him on. It's Donato Hanover. It's the Donato-tonian.
Hanover Shoe Farms, the greatest name in harness racing.